Hey everybody, Hiker James here. Let's go camping this weekend. Might be a little late for some people, and it says Saturday, but we could do it. We could go out for one night, 2 nights if we don't have to work Monday. Um, anyway, welcome to the show. Today's show is about camping with cast iron. It's not going to be a very long show today. I'm already starting to get a little hoarse there, but what I'm going to do is kind of go through a few things that a lot of people say, man, I can't take cast iron out and cook on the fire with it. It's too heavy. Well, yeah, it's too heavy, but if you're packing it in a truck or a car or something, it's not really that bad. I'll give you some examples here. You've seen this one before. This is it. And this is an old one. This was made by Wagner, and maybe I was wrong. It's an 8-inch skillet. Yeah, looks like an 8. It's so hard to read that because it's been used so much. But I take care of my skillet. Every time I cook on it, I kind of like do a small seasoning on it and try to get that inside looking good. And that there is a good looking inside. Yeah, and that's almost 3 pounds. So if you want to know if you're going to go on a backpack, allow your 3 pounds for your backpack. That is kind of heavy. But a lot of people are going to aluminum or titanium. But if I was going on backpack, I would take this and leave a few other things at home. Because when you get done cooking in it, most of the time all you have to do is just rinse it out with a little scrubby pad. Put it back on the fire and get it warmed up, dry it out, and then rub a little bit of oil in it. And I usually use the bacon grease to rub in mine. And I rub it in there real light. And then I let it sit there and I watch the stove. Oh, I watch the pot. And when I see just the first little bit of smoke come off of that, I take it off and set it on another burner. And that's what happens. It's what you call a fast seasoning, and it just makes them look good. Actually, I've got a picture here of all my skillets. I'll show you. Uh, where's my sound at now? Is it back? Hmm. Well, if anybody else says I lost my sound, hit me a message there. So anyway, there's different ways that you can cook. Like I showed you, there was this one here as Okay, so now I got my sound back. Is that right? I think I figured it out. So anyway, let's do it this way. I got other ways. Hang in there. Let's see. I'm going to try this one out here and see if I lose my sound on it again. Now here is, there we go. Okay. Did I lose my sound when I showed that picture? Let me know. Well, maybe I'll quit showing the picture. I won't talk when I'm showing the picture. How's that? I'll just show the picture and then talk. Okay, let's try this then. Um, Here's the Dutch oven. And you notice they had a steak, a couple steaks on top of that, had a ribbed lid, and then they was cooking like a stew inside of it. That's the way to go. You cook two or three things at once with a crock pot or a crock pot, yeah, Dutch oven. But now, here's the thing: when you've got your fire, wow, let me see here. Look, okay, I didn't talk while that was on, so okay. Something's got to be wrong here because I shouldn't do that. I'll have to check that out. But anyway, if you noticed on that picture, the stick, and the pot on the end of it, where they hang it over the fire, they can hang it over as high or low as they want to. It depends on how you cut your little rice steak and prop it. Okay, a tripod. Now you can go out and buy you a tripod. This one here's on a tripod here. I'll show you that. Now you can go buy you a tripod for like $20, but you can make one for probably $2 if you get some rope, some string, some twine, some whatever, lanyard, and you can make your own. Now I'm going to show this one. This I made this one, and it's just a tabletop. I was just doing it to show it. If you can still hear me, you can see that it's just three steaks and the way I got it tied up there. Now the way I got it tied up, let me get up here and zoom in on that. It's just take these three sticks and lay them out. Take your twine and you start here with uh, any kind of knot you want, and you start out and then you go back, around and through, around and back this way, around and through that way, and till you get about six wraps on it. Then you come back over here and you wrap in the middle here a couple, two or three times in the middle, and then you tie it off again. And so that's an easier way to do that. I'll show you a picture. Here's a picture of it where you can look at it and see what I was talking about. Okay, that's got me wondering what's wrong with my sound here. But anyway, uh, I like to talk while I'm showing them pictures, but I guess I won't be able to. My audio doesn't pick up my um, cam mic. Wow, that's unusual too. But anyway, um, how you want to show goes like this. Anyway, to hang a pot on one of those tripods, what I do, I don't know if you've seen it or not, or I didn't say anything about it, but notice the string hanging down in the middle of it. That is one way to do it. But you taking some more of your rope and you tie it in the middle and let it hang down. Then you take a stick, make you a knot in it. And when you make a knot in that stick, this is what a kind of knot you want to look like. So I'll show you that one real quick. Just a regular old. Oh, Debbie, when I'm showing pictures, I'm not talking at all. I found out that that's the best way to cure it. So I'm going to show a picture, and then I'll come back, and then I'll talk. That way, I'm just silent on the pictures when I show them. But you make your knots in a piece of stick like that, and then this one here is how it looks when you're done, and when you got your pot hanging on. I guess I could show you. Uh, I got it right here. I got the stick right here. Okay. Now this is just a tabletop model, but if you can see the knots in it there, you cut an X in it about halfway through the stick, and then you cut the top part of the X out, and that leaves the bottom piece looking like this. So I took and just notched a circle, like a little groove around the top here, to where when I put that rope on there and put that knot on it, it's not going to slip off. It's going to catch in that knot. In the knot's going to catch in the yeah in the little slot. There you go. But it don't have to be a straight stick. You can see this in here is not straight. But you do want to put your rope when it's a hanging to where the notch is kind of straight. If I'd put the rope over here, it would have done this and the kettle would have fell off. So anyway, I got my little pot here. It's one I showed last week that I made a little handle for it. So when you got this tied up on your tripod, you've got it on here like this, and you just take your handle and put it on there like that. And you can swing back and forth. You can do a lot of things there. It's not going to fall off because it's down in that notch. Okay, moving on. Now, for a stick like that, I went and got me one of these. It's a 7-inch wood saw, and it opens up to this, and that is really handy. And it cuts on the back draw. It doesn't really cut on this I can do this and not bother me. But if I start to go back, it'll rip my skin open. So yeah, it's a real handy thing there, and the blades can be sharpened. And that was a question I had the other day, and I looked it up. You need a what they call a feather file because there's three points on this blade. Each one of these little teeth have got 3 points on it, so you need a feather file to get that. And it locks into place, and you just push the button down here, releases it. Uh, yeah, and it's flat on the edge right up in here. Last week I was talking about ferro rods and how you can strike a ferro rod with a pocket knife if it's got a flat edge on it. This does have a real flat edge on it, so it will do a good job striking that ferro rod. Well, that's about the only thing I've got left. Uh, no, I got one more thing. I went and made me a pace counter. All right. This here is a pace counter when you're out walking and you want to know how far you've went. They're simple to use. They always measure in meters though, and I don't know meters from miters, you know. So I set mine up. It's the same way as the metric, but I converted everything into feet. Like if I walk 100 feet, I slide one of these beads down here to the bottom. And I'll walk 200 feet. I slide this bead down to the bottom. All the way up to, well, I got 900 feet here. This is there's 9 beads on it. So 900 feet, I slide it down. So when I get to 1,000, when I get another 100 feet in, I take one of these top ones, slide it down, and then all of these at the bottom, I slide them right back up to the top. Now, if I'm walking, I know I've went 1,000 feet. Slide that one down when I get to 1,100, 1,200. And when I get down to 1,900, I slide the second bead down, makes it 2,000 feet that I've walked. Can't wait to try that out. I got a 4-foot pace band, and I had to break everything down into 4 feet spans, which is 4 feet is 2 feet. Your pace is like when you start with your left foot and you go up 1 foot, and then your right foot goes up 1 foot. That from where you started, is your span. So I had to figure out my span, and then I had to figure out how many feet was in that span. Then I had to figure all this paces to miles and feet. So I've got it all the way up to a mile, and then after a mile, it's just gonna, you know, what did it help you do is if you have to navigate back. But if you did go up to a mile, um, that would be a lot. These beads here will go up to 9,000, 11, 2,000, 4,000, 4,000 feet. I think it. Well, I look at it right, 4,000 feet. So 5,280 feet is a mile. And you guys out there that does metric and meters and centimeters and stuff like that, we probably wouldn't have any trouble trying to figure them things out. But they didn't teach that in my school. That was a long time ago. Oh, his grandmother would say, okay. There we go. There's one from Debbie. My grandmother would say that's a toe stabber. That's a toe cutter offer, I think. Yeah, that is a toe cutter offer. Uh, so anyway, I made two of them. Took me about 4 minutes. And when I figured out how to do it, when I first started out making it, I tore that thing apart 4 or 5 times because I was doing it the way the guy on the video said. But when another video I watched came up with another way, oh man, it took me 4 minutes to get one bead on there, you know. But it's hard to run two of those 550 chords through one bead. Well, this other video told me to take the insides out of the paracord. There's a lot of insides in there. So I did. I cut it off and I pulled all them insides out and made it a lot better. Then you take one of them pieces of paracord, like say this was the end of the line here. You stick your piece of your, I guess it was cotton or something. You stick it through there and bring it together. And I kind of melted the ends of it a little bit. I just put all 13 beads on there, and then I grabbed a hold of my line and I grabbed a hold of that piece and I just pulled it right on through. Hey, you want more information how to make them? Let me know. I'll send it to you. Last week I showed everybody my paracord. I guess y'all seen that. I have my bracelet, paracord bracelet, and that's nice. I've been wearing it every day for a week now. And what it's made of is a 550 paracord that they used in parachutes. And that is actually, if I took that apart and pulled all that out together, I would have 8 feet. So I got 8 feet of rope there if I some kind of emergency or something, or if it comes down to what I had to do for survival, I could use it to build me a little tripod thing, to hang my tent over or my tarp, whatever I had. And I always make another one. It probably took me about 15, 20 minutes to make that one because that was a little harder. That's a lot of weaving going on. But it turned out real nice. But that's it. That's about all I got. And I'm starting to get a little more hoarse. The medication I'm taking. Last week I talked for over an hour and I didn't feel this bad. I don't feel bad. It don't hurt. It's just that my voice is hoarse and you can't hardly hear what I'm saying. Sometimes that helps for a little bit. Sometimes it don't. That's pure water. There's no alcohol in it. That's probably why I need a little alcohol in me. That'll clear my throat up. Straighten me right out. Yeah, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to let it go with that and end it here. Well, appreciate y'all watching. And if you missed it, you can always watch it in archive. It'll always be on my podcast radio page, which is facebook.com/mypodcastradio. And it'll always be on YouTube, which my YouTube page is www.my you got me on this. I don't look at it that much. www.mprp.us. There you go. That stands for my podcast radio page. So www.mprp.us for my uh, YouTube page. All right. Next week, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Maybe y'all can drop a line and make a suggestion or whatever, and we'll go from there. Might talk a little bit about geocaching next week. Yeah, I don't know. We'll give us some ideas. My name, nah, I can't do that on here. This isn't a geocaching page. Um, I will have to do a geocaching show though sometime soon from my geocaching page. So anyway, Hiker James here, and hope y'all have the rest of the weekend. Safe week coming up, and we'll see you next week at Saturday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern New York time. So until then, see ya.